All right, day 2 sobriety. Hope we don't have any giving away information of where I'm at right now, whatever. But anyways, so it's day 2. Got some good sleep, but I'm also getting over being sick, which was one of the reasons why I think I drank to begin with. We give ourselves these excuses. My body was just like really achy, and like I have been like pretty decent this year about not drinking. But like the thing is, too, is it just takes one bad day of drinking is why like I'm not touching this shit anymore to really ruin like your life or whatever. Whether like, you get pulled over or arguing with the family or whatever. It just takes one day of like too many drinks or whatever, and shit just goes haywire. Like that's the truth. So yesterday I went to an AA meeting. And it was very interesting because, it was like right around the holidays. I go to another one too. Like I'm going to them all the time now because like I don't know if I'll find a sponsor or anything. I don't really trust a lot of people. But here's the thing is that you still going to them is good. But I go there and it's like me and like one other guy around my age. And like the whole place is like old people. And one of my biggest issues I think I've had with the last couple of years of myself is like I just don't feel heard or listened to. So I kind of feel like I'm up to like I feel like I can't genuinely have fun with people because of like my tight schedule or I'm parenting so much and it's like every time I try to relate to people, like I don't know, I just don't feel like they get it. But then I kind of feel like I'm like a soundboard for like their issues or whatever. Alcoholism is just like a little bit differently. And I think that it takes like a lot of, I don't know, I guess only other alcoholics understand alcoholism, right? Where it's like, I don't know if alcoholism is, like, I don't know, it feels like a very different than any other drug addiction, to be honest. 'Cause I've done a lot of other drugs. But just because it's everywhere, like they sell it everywhere, it's everywhere anyways, though. Um, but like, I'm here at this meeting, and it's all old people who just won't stop yapping, right? And when I talk to most of the people I know are older, right? If I talk to them about anything, they won't stop yapping. Two things. I mean, like definitely some like ego stuff is going on with me where it's like, no, people should listen to me. But I don't know. It's like I feel like kind of fed up because I feel so invisible. Where it's like, if I'm invisible, I just need to go somewhere else, right? And my time and my thoughts and my skills, they should be going somewhere else. If like I don't know, I can't get a word edgewise, but just feel like a paracosm of like with this older generation though. It's like they have this chip on their shoulder. They hate young people. And if you're a young person, I would just say, like, if you feel those feelings, like, you're not crazy, right? But it doesn't give an excuse to, like, again, take it out on ourselves. Like, so for me, it's like, so I'm always at service. I feel like I'm always at service for people or something. And then um, I get, like, some free time. I'm like, oh my God, all I want to do is listen to Playboy Cardi and drink some twisted tea and like let myself go a little bit, right? The only thing is like as you get older, right, it doesn't become like the beneficial way to do things, right? And I know about exercise and like fitness and stuff. I was on a streak before this last relapse too, ironically, um, but I don't know. So if you do feel like you can't be heard or something. So for me, it's like, again, it's like if I will talk for 30 seconds and then I'm going to hear it's a two-way street or something. Where I just feel like I have these issues that have to get worked out. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you may also feel similar to me, but you have to find a different way to go about your thinking. At least this is how I want to try and do it, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, I want nothing more than to be understood in my situation. understanding, I think, is like a very rare. It's a very rare thing, and there's like hierarchies and stuff, and all kinds of people's relationships. And if you're like a single person, single parent, you're kind of like pushed out on a lot of those things too. It comes down to like things like cash and like all this stuff and hierarchies, and you only have so much, you know. But a lot of this process is about taking back power too. Tell you what though, around last year, I really highly, it was like October until like almost like February, March that I was sober. Some of the worst times of my life. And then it was actually after I started drinking, but sparingly from like March, like, but very sparingly from March to like June, things were awesome. And then things sucked, except for the few times I got to see, um, my girlfriend and a few good times with my daughter as well. But like they pretty much were generally like not very good. So that's what I mean. I think that's like something that can be learned from that is that like even though the stuff can provide relief, it's like on a long enough timeline, it always turns kind of sour, and then you're just kind of left with like the sour baggage of things that go. Because even right now, it's like, do I feel like really doing the things I have to do today? I'm kind of sick. I would just like to bed rot, frankly. But that's not really in the cards. But also, too, I think that sentiment can be pretty bad. You know, well, I know this for sure. I know this for sure. That, like, the biggest thing that, like, so say you want to change your life, right? You need, like, a catalyst, kind of. And I know that, I think for some people, maybe it'd be like quitting things like nicotine products or something. I know for some people, it might be weight loss. It's not time to pick like that stuff apart for other people. I just see me personally though. Me personally, my biggest thing that I do have to deal with is the drinking, and hopefully though too as I do this process because I am committed to this, to doing these vlogs no matter how I feel. Because first off, to get some things off my chest, I want to be able to look at in down the road, right? And like, I want to see the progress happen. I want to see like in 6 months, I'm just like, tan, beautiful, white teeth, low BMI, lots of cash. It's ironic though too because so you said this is what I was thinking. It's like I feel like I can't be heard. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe the issue is like to be seen, where it's like a lot of people, who don't go to AA and are sober, more on the straight edge side or whatever about life. It's like it's okay to also focus too in this process. You don't have to have like, how do you say, like super come to Jesus moment where like you're a big community person and now you stop drinking, so you're always giving back to the community. It's like I don't think you like. I think that's like a boomer egalitarian, like self-righteous kind of thing in some ways too, because like it's okay to focus on looks maxing and all these types of things for yourself, like getting rich and having a business, as opposed to spending all your time at AA. Because like I said, it's like no one's really gonna listen to you, and if you can overcome these hurdles, that's okay. You can still use that time as you want to use that time. So, but put down the goy drinks, right? Like this is a goy drink for sure, but it's not as bad as like having a buzz ball in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like it's simply not that big of a deal. So I post to Twitter, I post here. I want to see how the progress goes. I also think though too, like I don't know. I see a lot of these people on here, they have a coaching or whatever, because they're sober. They've been sober for 1,000 days or something, and now they want to coach people. I think that's interesting. I think it's like interesting how we can modify things, but also too, what if the person that's sober was in a situation like I was, where they again they just value their time, and there's nothing wrong with that. You only shame people for that. I just think it's a fascinating aspect. Maybe I'll book a call. Actually, that would be a good YouTube idea. Is I'm gonna book a call with sober YouTubers and see how it goes. I'm not to expose them though, not to be like, oh, is it a scam? Like no, just to kind of like do some more outreach because there is some very there's some interesting content that can sprawl out of this. That's what most of this channel is supposed to be about here. It's like what can we find along the way to like get inspired? Because even talking to myself right now, I know that like it's okay to not build community and getting sober. You don't have to do that. You can just be really selfish, or you can go full into AA and help old people at AA and do stuff, which I think I'm still gonna do. Like I'm gonna do both simultaneously. There's this individual aspect of like what I want to accomplish getting sober, right? And then there is this aspect too as well, whereas like helping people is a good idea, I think, in this stance. You know what I mean? I don't want a bunch of I don't know. Like I probably should hang out with people who are more sober though than I am. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I think that this disease can just like take you in the night, and like that's one thing I've been thinking about too, with my most recent relapse. Why I've gotten more serious about this is like, bro, you just like, it does not take too much. Like 4 beatboxes and a shot and a beer. You're like, bro, you're gone. You're a nutcase, dude. Like you're an absolute nutcase. And another thing is too, if a cop had to deal with me when I was like that or something, like, dude, he wouldn't budge. He wouldn't give a shit about just being like there are serious consequences to these things going on, So it's like you gotta choose. Is it gonna be like the self-loathing, misunderstood person who the world doesn't get him, so like he drinks, or are you gonna be like a warrior? You're gonna go on that run. What kind of archetype does it go into? And like I know a lot of people too. They're like, "Oh, I wasted years already. It's already over." But like, I don't know, man. I remember reading about this guy who had like $300 to his name at 55. Turned that shit around. Made like 10 million by the time he was 67. Like, you just don't know how much dog left you have in you. You know what I mean? Like, who knows, like, whether or not he was just, like, normal. Like, I don't know too much about the story, but, like, the other thing I was reading about, too, was this multi-millionaire, and he attributes his success to being sober. But, like, he looks like a partier. Very weird. And I want to take him up on his bet that that's the case. That actually alcohol does impact people as much as that man said. Well, that's it for today. So it's only day 2. I'll try to pull out the HD camera if I feel like I'm looks maxing, so you guys can fucking see. So put the drink down.